Clash of Clans Podcast, OG, episode 70. And welcome back to the podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Scotty827, joined live, virtually live, in studio by the one, the only, the Liam. How's it going, man?
Let's go. Welcome back. Thanks for that awesome introduction. Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you very much. How about yourself?
You've got the big "the" in front of your title officially now.
Yeah, I saw that. I forgot about it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's nice. Like, it sounds like it makes me feel good, pretty good. So nice boost
Yeah, it's awesome,
for
man.
morale.
Liam here is from the Reddit Talks Clash podcast, along with his fantastic co-hosts. And today we're going to talk a little bit about his past, what's going on in Clash, and pretty much everything Clashy, I guess. So, firstly, it is a busy time. Before we start to get to know you, how is your start of CWL? Did you push the button?
Good. Yeah. Did I push what?
Did you push the buttons you spun?
I did in most of my clans. What I always do is I keep like my last two clans, which are kind of completely inactive, where I just have like my alt accounts resting in just to gain like passive medals. I always spin those at the last second possible, so that in case like someone in my main clan like for some reason doesn't make it, they're like, oh no, I don't have a clan for CWL this month. I can always accommodate them there. So I've spun in all of them except so 3 and then 2. So the 2 are the inactive ones, and then the 3 I use for side wars during CWL. So yeah, spun in most of them.
And do I remember right that you said you had 10? 10 clans?
11, yeah.
11.
11 clans.
Okay.
The bottom ones are kind of mostly inactive, and it's kind of easy just to create a clan, join with one account, and that's a clan, right?
Okay.
But yeah, it's more of a
What?
history thing, and I could delete them, but I sentimental value, I guess.
Very nice. Yeah. So you have 11 clans, and you are the host of a podcast. So for people who don't know your podcast, go out and listen to it. It's awesome. I really enjoy it. And it's the Reddit Talks Clash podcast, by the way. And so what I'm always curious about at first is, as I started listening and stuff, is how did you uh first of all, how did you start playing, and then how did you get to the point where you met these guys and you are uh on a podcast?
Thanks for the question. Yeah, I thought you were going to say, how do you get to the
Specific.
point where you went crazy and created so many clans? um, no, basically, I started playing from the start, basically, pretty much. So from 2012, when the game came out, um, and it was weird because like I kind of had this initial account. I didn't like this is all weird because I don't remember it fully, and you know how
Yeah.
every time you remember a memory, you overwriting the previous memory of it.
Yeah.
So anyways,
You know,
my memory isn't perfect, but from what I remember, it's basically that I kind of played it on and off. I was like, oh, that's fun. I like this game because it's like I could do some stuff and then go offline, and it continues doing it by itself. And that automation aspect of it, I really enjoyed. And so that's kind of what got me hooked initially. And then I took like a break or so, and I kind of forgot about it. And then I came back maybe a year later or so, I want to say, or just playing on and off. And yeah, and then I think was it 4 or 5 years ago now, where I kind of picked it up again in college, and then I just
you're a
had some free
master.
time, and yeah, here and there, and that's how and I think it was 3 years ago now. Then I was like, oh, there's a subreddit for this. That's pretty cool. And then I started, commenting on my fake account, which is why I'm called Vanessa Baxton, because I wanted to like have a username that's as far away as my real identity as possible. And I never actually imagined I'd be using this account for anything serious, so I didn't, think of anything. And then I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then I started helping people, and then eventually I was like, oh, I want to help more in different ways, and then I applied to be a mon, got accepted. And yeah, and then that's how I got introduced to the whole Reddit Talks Clash with Rick, Spencer, and Sam and the other guys. And yeah, that's kind of how my journey started there as a podcast host.
Wow, you did really well at summarizing that. I would have I'd have just, like, went on forever. Uh,
I did
laughing.
my best, but yeah, it's hard.
Did you did you when you first started, were you in clans? Like,
Um, I
or just were
so
you
at
just
the
kinda playing by yourself or
yeah, so like at the very beginning, like right when I started, I was in a clan, but I didn't really care. I was just, clan hopping, just, just being part of a clan, and I didn't really chat or anything. It was just kind of being part of a group, I guess, that attracted me
yeah,
to it. And then when Clan Wars came out and so on, then it like made more sense to be part of clan than being without a clan. So I've never really had a period where I was without a clan. I've always like had some either a random clan I found or and then at some point that's what kind of triggered it is. I was like, well, I see these things happening in my clan or the clan I was staying with the most at the time. And I was like, I kind of want to change that, or I think I could do a bit better in that aspect. So then I was like, well, I'll just create my own clan. And then I created my own clan, and yeah, been going
plan
ever
is big.
since there because I was like, yeah, exactly. Just I was like, yeah, I think I know what I'm doing, but I probably don't. I'm just guessing all the time.
Well, I
So
think
yeah,
that
it's been
everybody's
a fun ride.
feeling their way through it, I think, like,
Exactly. It's like trial and error.
yeah. Well, and you must be doing something right if you've got 10 and 11 functioning clans.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like the last two probably don't count, but I'm always like of the philosophy, like I don't like I'm not trying to be needy and get people like, oh no, you got to stay in my clan. Like if you want to go, you can go, and I kind of want to just have a home for anyone who doesn't have a clan. So that's kind of why I opened new clans is so that if ever we're full at 50, then they still always I always wanted to have a safe kind of place for anyone to join and be like because I saw so many people saying like, "Oh, my clan just kicked me. Like, this don't mean anyone have a nice clan." And I always wanted to be able to kind of provide that safe haven for them. So that's why we'll never run out of space, and there'll always be space for anyone who's looking for a clan, essentially. But yeah, I figure I must be doing something right because I'm still not the only one in my clan, and people for some reason stayed. I don't know why, but yeah. So
Well,
so clearly something's working.
and I think that's a really tough thing, right? To like, so not every clan is for everybody because it's just, some people want really high competition. Some people want, that casual. Some people want this. Did you like as you're creating them, are you targeting them like towards specific players or does it just kind of emerge?
Yeah, I mean that great question by the way. That's definitely true. Like every player has their own kind of, wants and desires and what they're looking for in a clan. For me, the way it works is like at the moment each clan doesn't really have a specific thing they're good at. The main kind of criteria, or the maybe the only criteria they have, is the most like in terms of activity. So the most active people, I try to push them up towards the first clan, and then the least active people, I push down towards the other clan. So the way it works is like if like you don't log in for 5 days or whatever, if you go inactive in the main clan, I then invite you to the second clan and then kick you out from the main clan. And then if you go inactive in the second clan, I then invite you to the third clan and kick you from the second clan, and so on until you keep getting pushed down from clan to clan, assuming you obviously join back into the next clan I invite you in. That's kind of how it works. And then in terms of people who are most active, like in the second clan, for example, I kind of ping them and be like, hey, I see you're pretty active, want to move up to the more active clan. So the only factor is probably the activity. So the smaller the number, the more active the clan is.
So, okay. And so if a new player comes in, where do they go? Do you kind of just place them
So yeah,
wherever?
that depends on like the town hall level and the clan capital contribution. I kind of don't mind if you have a low town hall level. I mean, for CW, it obviously matters, but other than that, I haven't really found that it makes a huge difference. Like I don't mind having a town hall 6 in clan war. That's totally fine. It doesn't make much of a
Yeah.
difference because the war shouldn't come down to the attack, right?
Right.
um,
Right.
and yeah, sorry, what you were gonna say?
No, 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 no. I'm just listening. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, basically, yeah. So like the town hall level, I don't mind if it's like beneath town hall 12, because we're in Crystal 1 at the moment, and the lowest we find is usually town hall 12s or town hall 13s. Then I'm like, hey, you probably won't be able to participate in CBL, so maybe you should go to Titans 2 or 3, where you'll have more of a chance to be in the roster and get some medals. And if they don't care about medals, then I'm fine leaving them in the main one. Otherwise, they go to the lower clans where they'll have more of a chance. Other than that, if it's like a Town Hall 17, like high Town Hall levels, then I start to look at capital contribution. Because for me, what I really love about the contribution is it's a permanent thing. So like every time you contribute, it just like that number is only going to go up. It won't ever go down. And so for me, I kind of use that as a activity score. So like players
Hmm.
who are like really good, but then they take a 6 months break, they probably won't be able to catch that up ever unless like they start doing the forge a lot. So I kind of want to see and judge players and see, oh, has this person been active regularly or just like they have huge activity bursts and then go inactive and so on. And so that's kind of the second factor I use to determine which clan to put them in and see like, oh, if you're in the top uh, least contributive in clan capital in the main clan, you should probably go in the second clan or something. And yeah, those are the two factors essentially: town hall level and clan capital contribution.
And we were kind of talking about that the other day. I think it was maybe it wasn't quite right there, but it was like about the was it trust metric? Is that what you
Yeah,
said? Or the
exactly.
yeah, I thought that
Trust
was a really
metric.
cool because we were talking about like, CWL rosters and then, how do you ensure like if all these people come in that like the people who've been there a long time, um and have been warring and active don't just because, somebody brand new that's super strong, right? If that's the clan that you're going for,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Um,
Um, Yeah, basically, I mean, I haven't implemented this yet, but I was always like, it's still on my long list of to-dos. But to have like a tool that basically uses the like how long a player has been in the clan, so like as overall trust score. So the goal is to have like one number from 0 to 100 or something that measures a player's kind of overall performance and activity based on like how many troops they donated, how many attacks they missed, and so on, stuff like that, and then to have a ranking from everyone in the clan essentially, and then you can make those decisions from there. Obviously, I don't have that yet currently because it's not finished,
yeah,
and it's nowhere near finished either. But it was just like an idea I had of like, oh, this might be a neat tool to have, and I'm sure other people could benefit from it.
I
But I
thought
haven't really figured out where to host it or something. So maybe I miscommunicated that to you.
no, no,
But
no, it was no, that's how I understood it, and I just thought,
yeah,
and after we were done, I was thinking a lot about it, and I'm like, well, that's a really cool way to um get at that metric, and like
yeah,
because we were trying to do it about, like maybe was it last CWL or was it this and that, and just as like an idea, I was like, oh yeah, that I really like. It just was a different approach to it than what we had talked about, I guess.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's true. I
You know,
mean, the one thing I do is that I have like an Excel sheet. I showed it to you quickly. It's basically
that's
I keep
awesome.
track of players who don't attack. Because like if you don't attack in CBL and then whatever, it's not great. Might kick you from the clan for that. But then next month, you can come back after you've been kicked. So there's no way to blacklist players. So I want to make sure that the same players, because I've seen this happen a few times. Like there's this one guy who has like two accounts. I'm not gonna talk to him or anything, but he always like he misses his CWL attacks, and then he comes back next month after he's been kicked. And then I always kind of forget to check, oh, like all these people, have they like were they ever kicked before? Do they have they missed attacks before and so on? And so that's kind of why I created this Excel sheet, and then I can keep track of like every time they miss an attack, I just increment the counter, like missed 7 CWL attacks, missed 8, and so on. And then if ever they ask me, like, because that's the other reason is, um, when people ask me like, oh, why was I kicked, or why am I not in CWL? Why didn't I get the bonus or something like that? I never really had. I mean, like, obviously
Yeah.
I had a reason, but I didn't have like a evidence-based thing, and so now I can say, hey, you missed 7 attacks. That's why. And that's kind of that I
Yeah.
don't want to say that shuts them up, but that satisfies the curiosity, I guess.
Well, and I think it's hard for people to know that too, right? Like,
Yeah.
it
Oh yeah,
they
for
might
sure.
not be
Like
able to
you
see
don't
all this
remember
stuff.
that thing. Yeah, exactly. You won't
Yeah.
remember how many you missed or what the reason was. So, yeah. I mean, obviously for the the names you see more often, it's easier, but I don't want to have to remember all of that. That's why we have Excel.
So do you then, like, when you get down to the roster decisions, are you like, leaving people off? Are you rotating? Are you
So for me, I try to. I'm always like, and this is more of a me, a Liam thing. Rick always says like, "Oh, is this a Liam thing or a general thing?" So most of these things are all just Liam things. But essentially, it's the way it works is I put everyone who's like in the clan at the moment when I'm spinning instead of in the roster. And then I just go from highest town hall to lowest. So like I put the top, from the top to the bottom because I don't know actually how it sorts it. I'm pretty sure it sorts it by either uh weight. Yeah, I think it's war weight that it sorts it by. And so I just go from the top to the bottom. So then I'll have all the 17, 16s uh and 15s in there. And then if a player doesn't attack, then I take them out of the roster unless they have like a really good reason, like oh whatever, my Wi-Fi crashed or some emergency, and they let me know about it, and then I can put them back in. Obviously I'm not like uh uh not understanding. So
right.
like you can miss an attack, that's fine and all, but in theory you have 24 hours to prepare. I feel like most people can afford that, and if you can't, then you should be able to prepare for that enough in advance, like if you're going on a trip or something. But
Yeah, you
yeah,
know
so
that
that's how.
CWL is here. You know
Yeah,
that, like,
exactly.
you signed up, you said, "Yeah, I wanna do it." Everybody this is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
time of
So
the month everybody's counting on you. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And so it's like I just put the highest town halls first, and then I always like on the first day I look through and be like, okay, did this player attack before? Did he miss attacks before? If he did, then I tend to remove them if they've missed like above 5 CWL attacks total or something like that. Because that's like at that point it's no longer just an accident; it's like a pattern.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're kinda at that spot now where and then just right before, I just got a message from a clanmate, um, where we don't quite have the numbers to fit everybody in exactly right now. We're just like, "Ooh, next month, I think, I can do something a little bit different," but when we're looking at the rosters between 2 clans, we were working on a method, like, with, working through, Tyler's, spreadsheet and thinking about that, but when it got down to it, it was just in reality, it was town hall levels just because of, some of the defenses. Yeah, so we're almost
Yeah,
at that point, and so I got a message from him, and I was just like, uh and he thought that I'd put him over there, or put him in one clan because of performance or something, and, it was a little bit like all of those things, all of those factors, like, you know who is really engaged or who's been warring for sure, and then who is signed up, and then you're just trying to do those last minute, um, pieces, and it's just that can be really tough, so but I think we're gonna be at a place where can be a little bit more mathematical about it.
yeah. I mean, I definitely think there's better ways of doing it, like even using the in-game, sign up button and stuff. I personally don't use that because I feel like I'm always trying to simplify it and make it less complicated. And so and sometimes you have people ask me like, "Oh, can I be in CWL this month?" And then I'm like, yeah, sure. And then I have their names on Discord and stuff. But what I found is that most people aren't that active on Discord. Like most people in the clan don't actually have Discord or haven't joined the server. And so I give priority to the people who actually went to the effort of joining and asking like, hey, can I be in City of Oil? So for example, if there's a town hall, maybe not 17 because there's not many of those in my clan, but like 16 or 15, who's like, he attacks in City of Oil and maybe he's missed an attack or two, but he's in the
Yeah.
roster, and then some tunnel 13 asks, "Hey, can I be in CWL?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't have any way of communicating to this tunnel 15 through the game, through Discord, and so I'm going to prioritize the person who actually went to the effort of joining Discord, and I'll put him in CWL, and then the guy in the clan who isn't, he's like, "Oh, why am I not in CWL?" I'm like, "Well, did you join Discord?" And they're like, "No," so then that's kind of on you. And maybe that's unfair, but I feel like I want to reward the people who went to the effort of joining the server and being able to be part of the communication. Because yeah, I mean, you could just use clan chat, but I feel like that's not meant for communication. Discord was built for communication, whereas clan chat wasn't really.
Especially with the
At least
bots and
that's my
stuff.
philosophy.
No, I
Yeah,
like that. And I think it's fair because what it's kind of saying, "Hey, I opt in." Like, "Hey, I'm," um, and with those people that you can also, because the first thing we do is like, "Oh, we can't get a hold of them," or "There's an hour left." Ping them on Discord too.
yeah.
And and that seems to be one of the ways that, like, gets it easier, I think. I don't know, but
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, if I see a message or notification from a game, I'm gonna be like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's important. Whereas if I get pinged on Discord, I can see like the preview and all, and I don't. I even have to open Discord. I can like, oh, I gotta do my attack now or something. But yeah,
yeah.
I generally I don't try to. I mean, I set up this bot that reminds people automatically if they have attacks. But I don't know if it's working because I haven't ever seen someone be like, "Oh yeah, I missed attack." But sometimes when it's important, I just ping them myself because they probably muted that channel anyways. So
Yeah.
uh,
Maybe they were probably one of the ones that didn't join, or maybe.
yeah,
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 probably.
it's a
There.
Bob channel anyways, so it gets a lot of messages
Mm.
and but yeah, but most people
Yeah.
don't. I feel like most people are either committed and they're like on top of things or they're not. And the people who aren't on top of things, even if you ping them, it doesn't make a difference anyway. So I kind of just, be like, okay, if you didn't attack, it means you weren't active that much anyways. And that's like extraordinary circumstances. So yeah, that's kind of my
So
philosophy.
so when did you start those clans? Was this, like, right when you kinda started back? Like,
Um,
or was this
no,
just
it was
on Reddit?
more, it was like a couple years after I started because I was still jumping between clans. And I was like, just trying to get a grasp of the game, and I didn't really have any desire to start a clan and lead one. Yeah, I think it wasn't up until maybe Clan Wars or a bit after that I created my own, and I was like, oh, I know what I want. I think I know what works. Let me try it out. And yeah, I just had one clan at the start, and then people joined, and then eventually we got to 50. And actually, that's not true. I kind of tricked them into joining because at the beginning, no one wants to join a clan that is like one person. So what I
Right.
did was I created alt accounts and I joined the clan to make it look like it was active. And that's actually always my tip to like new clan leaders when people ask like, oh, how to start a clan? It seems it's impossible. It's full. I'm like, just create a bunch of alts, join in your clan, pretend like it's active, and then gradually remove your alts over time. And that's how you build a clan essentially. I mean, like you get a few people
Gotcha.
joining because they think it's active. You've kind of tricked them. It may be a bit unethical, but it works. I mean, it worked for
Kinda
me,
cat
so I'm sure
kinda
it must work for
catfish.
other people.
Kinda catfish.
Exactly. But like, and it's not like if they ask me about it, I'm like, oh yeah, like those are some friends of mine or my accounts. But no one ever asked, so I never had to be put in that situation, thankfully. But it's just a way, like it's marketing, right? You gotta find a way to get new recruits to your clan, and that's kind of what I did. So yeah, if it works, it works. Is what I like to say.
Do you typically have a lot of problems with, like, miss attacks, or is it, like, 1 or
Um,
2?
yeah, I mean, my dream is always to have all attacks used. At the moment, we're kind of at half of them. Though to be fair, at the moment I'm filling up the uh, Clan Wars roster with some of my Town Hall 2 alts where I won't attack with. So that might be part of it, but still there's a lot of people because like, every time I kick people, new people start joining, and then I don't know if they'll attack or not. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they leave the clan and so on. So at the moment, it's not as good as I'd like it to be. But like so for example, last clan where we won, but we won with 53 attacks out of 90. And it
Wow.
was a 123 to 121. So like all the bases got hit. No 1 stars, all 2 stars and 3 stars. And 53 is the majority, I guess. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's all right.
Do you,
If it was up to me, it would still be higher, but it's good enough. So yeah,
do you just run everybody in war, or do you like whoever's opted in?
I run everyone actually. So even the people who are opted out, I run them. So that contributes to the problem a
Oh
bit.
yeah.
But I mean, yeah, like it, mm, I don't think that. I mean, generally the clan was like a team effort. So like if most
Right.
people attack, then we'll probably win. If not, we probably won't. Um, if it ever gets to a point where like it really comes down to the top one or top two attacks, then maybe I start to change the tactic. But so far it's all right. I mean, my I always say the goal isn't, I mean, obviously it would be nice to win everywhere, but if you want to win everywhere, then you should just be self-matching yourself with your 5 perfect accounts that you can triple every base with and then play by yourself. That's how you win
Yeah.
everywhere. But when you accept to be part of a clan with other people who have different lives, different priorities and all that, I say that's a trade-off that you make, that to play with other people and have a social thing, and you accept that you can't win all the wars. I mean, unless you're like the top best clan and everyone's committed, but realistically, that's not the
Yeah.
case with my
No.
clan. So I always say like set your expectations at the right level for the circumstances you're in. Um,
Yeah. Kind of
yeah,
put the win or the loss like in the perspective that it should be
yeah,
in, right?
exactly.
Um, like this last war, even we were gonna win, and so I'm like, I'm just gonna go hit the top bases. I'm gonna just try something hard or whatever, and it's just like, um, we could make a better record, right? Or I could have better war stars. But like you're pushing yourself, you're doing it, you're playing, I guess. Like you're playing the
Yeah,
game, which is
exactly. Yeah. And I
uh
mean, sometimes you do have players who are like really committed and they're like, oh, like, come on, let's try this strategy and let's go winning. And they're always like complaining about people not attacking.
Mhm.
And more often than not, I find that the players who have these kind of unrealistic expectations, they tend to burn out quickly and they just go and find another clan. So yeah, for me, it's always like win or lose. Like on the one hand, it's like I always see it everything as a win because we always get clan XP, so that's always a win. Like
Yeah,
even if you lose, you get clan XP. And so my goal is more just getting as much clan XP as possible, not necessarily winning. Although I'm not going to
right.
try not to win.
Right, right, right.
And the other point of it is also a psychological thing where like if you won all the time, it would become meaningless, right? So losing from time to time makes you appreciate the win more. Um, so I think that's also a nice side effect of it. And it's like, yeah, it makes you like because we don't win all the time, it makes us kind of try to win more. But like at the end of the day, it's still just a game. You're not supposed to, take it too seriously either and be like, oh, if you lose,
Yeah.
like you start getting stressed or crying or stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's always
I
like
like
remember it's a game and do the best you can, but don't take it too seriously. Yeah,
I
sorry,
like
what were you gonna
I
say?
like to think like a uh ragtag bunch of people or like like Guardians of the Galaxy kind of thing where it's just like people just trying their best, giving it their hardest, but not taking it like too seriously.
Yeah,
Like having fun. That's
exactly.
what it's really all about. And there's like a time and there's a place for that. Like in House of L, we're really trying to we kind of slowed down on competitions this summer, but you know, even out of like, let's say 50 players, there's really only 5 people that could get together for a tournament. Like for any, like an
Yeah,
esports tournament or whatever during a particular time anyways. And then you've got people who are there who don't really even care to see WL, right? But people who want war and want XP. Um, so I think like for us, war is something we're always like trying to do well. We want to win, but we kind of save it for we'll put in different risks during like the regular wars than we would during CWL. And so, and hopefully that way it kind of like lets people get at the different things that they want.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
that makes sense as well. Like we do the same. So like CWL is more valued and more put in because the metals are more valuable. And so you put in more effort and take fewer risks. But yeah, how do you manage that with the roster? And all? I meant to ask you all these questions back at you, but I forgot.
Oh, I was just kind of, um, you mean how do I decide the roster
Or
and those
in
things?
House of L. Yeah.
Well, right now it's just like the TH level and strength, basically. And so like there were a couple co-leaders that I asked to go to. So we divide between L, L2, and L Warborn. Uh and so with the L, it was basically just the top 15 bases. And that was from what I could see in the wars, like where people were at on the war map, and could be accurate, could be
Mm,
not. And then
yeah.
just did a little bit of base checking. And then I looked at it and I said, look, if these are all the people that have been confirmed that they said they wanted to, here are the top 15 in terms of like base strength that, and these guys are all warring normally. And so if somebody has a second account that they war in L with, I'm gonna do one account. And then that way, hopefully, so that way individuals, there's more individuals on the roster. And then so they can war with their second accounts in the other two clans. Um and and we were working through that like a metric on how to separate it out. And it's we're not quite there with even base strengths. And so I think next month, or I thought it would be this month where we would come in, but a couple co-leaders went over to help out in L2. And so some people were slotted in. So it's there's like it's about half, third of it by who responds, a third of it by where they're at um on the base strength, and then a third of it by, I guess, maybe but not a lot of decisions, just trying to make sure everybody that wants to get in gets in, and then go from there. So
Yeah. I
that
like it
makes
that you mix like different metrics together to come to this kind of algorithm of how you decide it. It's like that's the thing. Like you got to remember, it takes time to develop things, and also like you just do it by trial and error. You see if one thing works. If it does, you keep it. If not, you try something else. So yeah,
yeah,
it's
we
a
were
good.
trying to
Seems like a good technique.
we thought we'd put it out as a vote to L, like, hey, here's our approaches. Like, we could go for this where it's just by the numbers. We could go for this by this. And we've been talking about it for a while. But what every time I sit down to just look at the raw numbers or look at like the THs and stuff, it's like this doesn't quite apply. So my thought then is, what if we get the numbers and stuff like this month, and then we look at it and say, how would that have affected the roster then? If on this
Yeah.
course of action or this course, would it have made any difference? Just to be able to see how it would play out, so you don't kind of get like this weird result or like a weird mix up, and then you've kind of committed to say we're going by the numbers or something like that. So
Yeah. I always got to keep it flexible.
yeah, for sure. And it's just, mostly it's like trying to make sure that everybody knows that like they're it's not a personal decision, just like, hey, we got three clans and stuff. But we're in a pretty good rhythm with that stuff now. Do you guys do tournaments and stuff, or do you do events within your clan?
Mm, no, not really. We probably should, but like for me, that's another like it just takes more time and effort. and I don't feel like the reward is worth it. Because what do you get from tournaments? Like money, probably, right? So I guess it is worth
I
it.
have no idea. I
Um,
have
but it
have
for
to
me,
win
it's
one.
just like once it becomes like that serious that you're like really competitive and you have to win, then it makes it less fun in a way.
Yeah.
So I kind of just I don't want to lose the fun aspect because I enjoy playing the game at the moment. Um, but yeah, also yeah, it's just more time and effort that I don't want to invest in.
So what are you enjoying most about the game right now?
Um, at the moment, I really like that I'm maxed. I don't have any upgrades to do left. It's like really I can now focus on my
Oh my
actual
god.
goals because I felt like I was always just before just trying to catch up and get to the next levels. So right now I'm just trying and focusing on finishing all the achievements and maybe beating some of my friends having a higher achievement count than they are or something like that. But yeah, not those are my main two things at the moment. And yeah, I also want to get all my alts to the next town hall level, but I'm stuck at the moment because I don't want to, with the new changes in October with the 1 star per town hall. I'm not going to upgrade to town hall with 3 stars. I'll just wait until the update is out, and then I'll move my alts up.
Wait a
Um,
s
but yeah,
Oh, sorry.
that
Sorry, keep
that's what I'm doing. What are you gonna say? Wait a
Well,
second.
yeah, I was gonna say, so the news came out, but I've been doing all this, like, CWL stuff now. But what's the 1 star? Did
Oh,
I
so
miss?
like that at each town hall, like at so 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, you used to have 5 levels per town hall. Like if you upgraded your town hall, the Giga weapon to level 3. That's what I mean by
Oh,
the
oh,
stars. And so at the moment, I have a couple like town hall 15s that I have the Giga weapon to level 2, and I'm not gonna upgrade it to level 5 and then go to 16. I'll just wait until the update is out, and then I can immediately go to 16.
yeah, that's a
That's
big
what I meant
thing
with that.
if you're listening, don't upgrade your weapon until the update comes out, because
Yeah,
they're
that's
going
what they
away.
said as well. Yeah,
So, not everybody reads the news either.
yeah, that's true. But
I miss it too. You know what? Like these things pop up, like the battle and ranked, and somebody had shared this, just like something on Reddit the other day, and I I saw it, and of course, I'm like, oh my god, what? I'm running down the list, and then it's like later on, it's like, oh my god, I missed the whole first quarter of it. I get too excited. It's like
yeah,
Christmas presents. I don't know. Uh,
but that's
are
why
you
we
happy?
have this community and podcasts is so we can all remind each other, make sure we're all up to date, and stuff like that.
Yeah. Here I am, like, today walking around the clan, like, putting out messages and stuff going, "Check your bases, do this, do that." And then somebody says, "Everybody make sure you set your right base." And that was the one thing I even forgot to do for myself. I'm like, I bought all these, and now I'm gonna set my old last month one up." Uh, do you design your own base?
I don't. I'm too lazy for that. I go on like what I used to do is for all my low alts where I don't really care if I have a good base or not. I just want a specific base that defends well either in war or in multiplayer. Like I just pick one from one of these bases, website bases. I don't remember the name at the moment. But for my main, what I
Don't tell
do
anybody.
is
Don't want it taking your bases.
well, that's the thing. It's like it's this really popular website, so I'm pretty sure other people have the base as well, and it's not that important. But for my main, what I do is I usually go on YouTube and look at these, really competitive, like the top 5 bases used in the qualifiers or stuff like that, or when there's a really OP player who's like dominating the charts or something like is it Gaku or stuff like that, or like Navi and stuff like that. They often have like the YouTube videos about them have like, oh, these are the top bases used by them in the championships qualifiers and stuff like that. And so I usually then pick, and they have like 10 different bases. And then what I do is I take the 10 bases, I copy the links, and then I use one of them. And as soon as I get tripled in war, I then delete it and switch to the next one until I get down the list. And then I start the whole process again once, say, I'll get tripled. So that kind of helps me I change up my base all the time. It's not always the same, but it also, if I have a base that's working that doesn't get tripled consistently, then I just get to keep it, and that works out great for me. So, like, I recently found a base that I had, and it consistently defended, so no one ever got 3 stars. And thanks to that, we won a few wars. So yeah,
You
that's kind of how I choose my base.
do you change up, like, what they ask for in the CC? Like,
um, oh no, I I don't. Yeah, that's probably one of my weaknesses, I guess, is I'm I don't think, like, I don't invest too much effort in the CC or what's in it. Um, if someone wants to donate and fill it up, then they can and they will. But I don't, like, I haven't seen it in my clan wars that they've made a difference, so that's why I don't invest in them. And
oh,
yes,
the CC troops, you mean?
yeah, the CC troops can make or break, but on average, like, for example, this past war, we didn't fill any of them up and we still won. So it's like, at that point, if we had filled them up, it would have been kind of a waste. Um, so yeah, that's kind of how I approach that. Rick's probably gonna give me a huge backlash on that. But it's like, yeah, I
Everybody
mean, you have to, if
what
they were free, or you have to, I mean, it's pennies in resources in terms of cost, but just doing it every 2 days, it just makes it repetitive and boring. And I'm like, I don't like, if other people contributed, it might be worth it, but since I'm usually the only one who does it, and then if I don't do it, no one does it, it's like, why bother?
you would
But
spend
yeah.
half of your day just doing that.
Exactly. And that's not fun for me. And the whole point is, like, that it's fun and that you enjoy it. And yeah, I mean, if there was a legal way of automating it, then maybe, but yeah.
My problem is my attention span. Like, I go in there and I start to fill some, and then I'm like, "Oh, I gotta do the," and then I come back, and then, "Oop, put a couple more."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, that's a good
I got
point.
great clan members are like,
Yeah.
that are constantly filling.
I
Oh,
should
what's that?
probably just do that. I was just thinking, like, you just gave me a great idea, actually. I should probably just fill CCs while I'm, like, watching a movie or something, and I can mindlessly tap things. That would actually make it more worth it. Um, but yeah, I just
You could
haven't done that
probably
yet because
you could probably
yeah,
even
I
get
just
away
haven't
with
been watching that.
just, like, 1 troop even. Like, maybe it just is,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's true.
1 ice golem or something. They probably don't wanna use
Yeah,
dark.
that's the thing. Like, if I do only dark, then I have to farm more in dark, and if I do only Nyx, I have to farm more in Nyx. And I like having my storages full, and that's kind of when because throughout the day I'm just waiting until it's full, and then as soon as it's full, I stop and I actually do other things and work. So
Oh,
it's kind of like I don't want to always constantly
okay,
deplete
wait
my
a second.
resources, and yeah,
Do you
it's also just
I
I don't feel like it's worth it.
so are you telling me that you, are you telling me that you fill up your resources and then leave for the day? Or do you spend them
Basically,
all?
yeah. I mean, well, I try to spend them, but I can't spend them because,
Oh,
like,
okay.
all my builders. So, like, right now I'm full on resources. I only have my lab left, and I have 4 builders on in the forge, converting resources to capital gold. And then
Oh,
my merge defense, 2 of them are working on there. So I literally can't spend resources at the moment, and yeah, that's kind of why.
I completely forgot about the forge with the builders
Yeah, thank God for that,
because
because otherwise I'd have, well, yeah, I'd have to supercharge my defenses, but I don't want to do
you're not
that.
supercharging?
I haven't
What?
supercharged anything except the collectors at the moment, but I probably should.
Well, unless they're gonna go away.
I'm also wondering, like, it
No, I
makes
mean,
more sense to supercharge buildings rather than doing the merge defenses, because the town hall release rate is less than the cycle of the season of merge defenses.
say that again, what?
Like, if you had to choose between upgrading defenses or supercharges, I think it, from a time point of view, it makes more sense to do supercharges once you're fully maxed, um, because they last longer.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I think that extra HP kinda helped, I suppose. I just been
It definitely helps on defense, yeah, for sure.
it was almost just like we were starting to hit, or face up against people where it's like, if I you just needed to have that max.
Mm.
The other day, uh, when we were talking, I was gonna say to you, and I completely forgot this, that I had to start, my last 2 builders. So I have
Oh,
been
yeah.
my builders are becoming or are getting done, and I've been having these, like, phantom, like, builder things because 'cause I've been seeing, like, 2 builders free, and then when I pop in after this many years, my gut is to what needs to be up, so I'm just hitting the same buttons, looking for upgrades and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay, so now I can put them to work on the
the
capital
Forge.
stuff. Yeah, I didn't even think about it at all.
Yeah,
So what do you
my
think?
goal is always to have all the builders working, so I don't waste a second, but yeah. Sorry, you gonna
Well
say?
well, that's what's been driven into my head all these years, and when that one is just sitting there, it just is
It feels bad, like
it feels bad.
crazy. Yeah,
Its cortisol levels are rising,
like, yeah, you have so
dopamine's
much potential and you're not using it. Come on.
I'm doing something wrong. I'm doing something wrong.
Exactly. Yeah.
Uh, what was I gonna ask after that? Here's one thing that I did with that stuff that really worked, and
Mhm.
I think when I go to Town Hall 18, like, when that comes out, I think I'm gonna do this too, but, uh, I really just went at the middle defenses, right, to upgrade, and then I included the supercharges in everything in the overall time of everything, so for the last few months, I've only been using books and stuff on, like, the long upgrades and just hitting all those middle ones, and so right now, it just kinda all came together with these, elixir collectors, I think it went really pretty fast. So, like, when Town
Mm.
Hall
Yeah.
18 comes out, I'll probably I might even start at the bottom and go up on upgrades and then wait for books for the very top ones. I don't know,
Yeah. No,
I
that makes
felt
sense
like I kinda
actually.
cooked through that. I
Yeah.
was kind of
I've just
factoring in just the regular defenses before in my
yeah,
upgrades.
no, that's true. I've always just felt like superchargers and like they've been it always felt like this trap and a waste of time unless you can't like they're great if you like have 4 builders on the forge, everything's max and you can't do anything with the 2 builders extra. Um, but I always felt like it's a bit of a waste investing in something that's temporary. And so that's why I've been kind of reluctant to do superchargers. But it actually makes sense now. Like I've embraced the merge defenses, upgrading, and then I'll do superchargers after that with my 2 remaining builders. Um, yeah, I suppose I can't do
Are you
anything else with them. So
are you feeling different about about these, the cycle defenses and stuff that are the temporary ones that are maybe not gonna be temporary? Um,
yeah, I mean the main reason I'm upgrading them is because they kind of said that thing like, oh, it's not gonna be temporary and you'll get a decoration or something like that. So that's kind of what I my logic behind it. But I think next season, depending on how it goes, and I'll probably just upgrade superchargers first and then do merge defenses. Because I just don't know if it's worth it. And like also, if you, I'm the kind of person, if you gave me the option to have 6 builders in the forge, I would just do that. Like once I'm max, I wouldn't upgrade anything that's temporary because I would see that as a long-term waste of time. And that might handicap me in terms of defense, but I that's a trade-off I'm willing to make, I guess.
but if you're playing the long game then, right? Then it
Yeah, I'm playing the long game, right? And
well,
I don't want to upgrade something that's temporary if I can use it to get something else that's permanent, which is capital gold contribution. So that's kind of what where my head's at.
don't you think it would just be better to add it to a library? Like, take those defenses that
It
we got
would, yeah.
and just every 3 months introduce one, or maybe every 6 months introduce one that then they could also make more revenue from it because then you could say, new people coming into the top town hall could try to rebuild those things or just keep it as like a one time only. Because
Yeah,
we're
I
doing
mean,
it now, why not just do it with all of them so that we could I mean, base builders would be a little, like, uh, crazy because you'd have to adjust, for all these
do
different things.
everything. No, I think I mean the main reason I don't see them doing that is I mean that we gotta remember what the point of these superchargers and merge defense is. It's to give the end players something to do when they're maxed, right? And so because of that, I don't think they'll ever make that change where you can have like a catalog. You can just well then they're no longer temporary, right?
Yeah,
But it's just for me, it's always been a bit frustrating because I've always been like a full max, like I want to have everything finished, and now that'll probably never be the case, unless I get like
oh, sorry,
superchargers
say
and merge even
sorry, say you've always been a what base?
a full maxer. Like I
Oh.
want to max everything so that when you look at the building suggestion, it says nothing, like you have nothing left to upgrade. That's the dream, but that probably won't happen anymore now. So yeah, we'll have to see.
That was like my dream is I did my traps and stuff, and then I was sitting here thinking like, that list is that's not that far away. And as things
Yeah.
started coming off of it, I'm like, "Oh my god." And so now we got these 21 walls, and I'm just like crawling my way. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get them.
You're getting
You
there
know
so close.
well, it's like two walls though, because I don't like the level 16 walls, so I've been skipping straight over them with all the walls.
Oh, right, yeah.
I just don't like the
You don't
red.
like the how they look? Oh.
No, no, I didn't like anything about there's very few things with Town Hall 16 that I like the look of, and so I was Town Hall 15, Hammer Jam happened last year, and I basically skipped over 16 and jumped into 17 because I'm like, I saved all my walls,
Nice.
I'm not doing any of the walls, and so the whole time since then, I've just been doing each wall 2 at a time, and I did that with the Town
Mm,
Hall 14 walls too because I didn't like the look of those. So I'm a little nervous
yeah.
about Town Hall 18, to be honest.
No, hopefully you like them because
I
otherwise you
know.
have to wait for 19.
I'm gonna have to wait 2 years to to upgrade these walls. Do you have, like, a most wish for thing? I'm trying to think of if you've said this on your podcast or not, but, like, a thought
Um,
that's, like what's your dream? If
in
Clash could give you one thing.
well, there's this one thing that really bothers me, and I've been asking them every month or every time it happens to change it. Um, but and it's a really niche issue. I'm like the only one who has this issue. No one else does. But it's basically kind of similar logic. So like you can't report people or messages using different accounts on the same device. So like if I have three accounts, I can't report the same person three times. Like it only lets me report it once. If I try to do it from a different account, it says you already reported this person, which makes sense. You don't want people abusing the report system just because they have lots of accounts. Um, but the problem is that when there's like a new event, that little tutorial that they show you, um, either the villager or one of the troop that says, "Oh, well, welcome to this
Yeah,
temporary event" or something, and then you have
yeah.
to like click through it, and like I don't know, maybe it's like 10, 15 clicks sometimes. I mean, I read it the first time. I'm like, oh, I wonder, like, maybe there's some Easter eggs or whatnot. But after I go through it once, I don't need to see it every single time on every single account. And so that's like my biggest pet peeve at the moment is I
Oh,
wish that they would change it so that it's only shown once per device, not once per account. Kind of similar to how the report system works. And I know it's possible because they do it for the report system. So why can't they do it here? But I suppose it's a more of a technical issue that they can't easily fix. And they probably won't ever do it. But I'll still keep asking them every month to do it. So
they probably
that
nestle some weird terms of service in there because 'cause I'm just whipping past it when I'm doing it. Yep, next, 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 next,
exactly.
Do you agree,
Yeah.
dude? Sign your corpse, too.
Yeah, yeah. But that's the thing, like no one reads these long terms of service and we probably should, but realistically we're not because, too much effort and yeah, who has time for that?
Yeah, and a lawyer, you have to hire a lawyer just to, like,
Yeah,
read through, and it's like, oh, it means it
exactly.
can picture. So they're coming out with the changes to the Legend League, uh, which is 6 attacks, ranked attacks. I kind of watched a video on it today, but basically it's a it's the overhaul, right? Like, it
Yeah.
is
A
the o
legend, yeah, rework.
and so it will be that we're all basically in the trophy system as we I'm just trying to it's all gonna be different, right? I mean, as far as you
Yeah, there's
understand
no
it, so
trophies anymore, right? So we'll all just be able to attack unlimited farming and then do the ranked ones for those who want.
and so and so will the ranked apply to every person? Like, it all goes so, like,
Starting from Town Hall 7, yeah. So as
oh,
of
that's
Town
kinda
Hall
cool.
7, you'll have a rank, and then you can increase that rank. I mean, I don't know anything, right? I'm just guessing based on
Yeah, yeah,
what they released so far. But like they have, from what I understood, you have a rank, and then it only increases or decreases based on if you attack in the rank mode. Otherwise, it'll just stay the
yeah.
same as what you have currently. I like that change, honestly. I'm all for it, like, trying to increase engagement, all that. I think it's great. The one thing I don't like though, and maybe this is a nullified complaint once they change it, but you know that Unbreakable achievement
Yeah.
where you have to have like 5,000
The
defenses?
impossible achievement. Yeah.
If once you remove trophies, that's not going to be easy
Ooh.
to do anymore, right? Because currently what I do is I just drop trophies. That's what I currently did today, actually. I went from 5,000 to 325 now. And
Oh,
I'm just trying to let people attack me so I can quickly finish the achievement. Um, but yeah, before the update happens. But that's my one thing that I'm like, I don't think they've thought about this. Maybe they did, and maybe they'll remove the achievement, but I still feel like that's the one thing that's not great.
I did see some added achievements and things. I didn't see the specifics on it because I kinda feel like that from just in the
Yeah.
videos, it's more of like an overall picture of it, like, the specifics
I
are
mean,
kinda seemed like it was like
they'll
a preview of here it is and,
exactly.
what we're thinking, and so nothing's, like, set in stone even, I don't think,
Hmm.
because he said there's detail like, with the multipliers. So, like, at the upper levels, it'll kinda switch more into, like, not more hard mode-ish where there are, what is it, multipliers, or I can't remember what the
Yeah,
terminology is.
multiplies. Yeah, that's one.
Multipliers that adjust, like, the attacking king will be weaker and defending queen will be stronger, I think, but they just said it's just not set in stone yet, in more details is from what I saw. So, like, so really what I'm kind of going on with when we're talking about this is just that image of, and they talk about it in the news, but I saw that image of, the 6 attacks and then just the regular play, and I'm really kinda happy about that. I feel a little weird that
Yeah.
attacks to Legends, I kind of I like the rank stuff, but
Well, you'll still have the rank stuff, right? It'll just be a different format. And I think it's good. Like it's allowing everyone because that was one of the major complaints is that Legend League players can't farm, so now
yeah.
they will be able to, and it's a win for everyone, I feel like. I can't imagine if anyone isn't happy about this.
Yeah, no, I just meant, like, the reducing it from 8 to 6, but honestly,
Oh yeah. Yeah, true.
it is more manageable because it can be really, really tough, even, like, in that last hour if you're, like, you come in the last hour because 'cause you're busy or something.
Yeah.
Ooh,
No, and that's what they saw as well. Is like they said that most people weren't using all of them anyways. So it's like if if people really needed them and were using them, then they would have used them, right? But they
yeah.
weren't, so that's why they would use the number.
Well, it'll be fun, and it'll be weird to be able to play just like the regular battles again. I mean, I've been doing it on
Yeah.
my second account a little bit, but I noticed that from because I've been doing Legends since Christmas, so, like, it took me a little bit on my second account to not to skip again, and it'll be
Mm.
weird to have to think about, like, I guess I won't have to because I'll be maxed, but like storages and losing loot, because that'll be the other thing that's different from what I understand is that now, um, whether you're doing ranked or not, everybody will be, you'll be able to lose loot from getting attacked.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Which which will be fun. I kind of wonder how things will change. How do you think it's going to affect the game overall?
I mean, I hope it'll improve it. That'll make people more, happy, like about playing the game, but also it'll improve the engagement. Like they'll play for longer and play more often, which, in the end is great for everyone. Um, and so yeah, I think it'll be a pretty positive change. Um, I'm just not sure how much yet, and obviously that's optimistic, but I can't imagine any negatives from this or why people would be like, oh, this is such a terrible, like, I liked having only 8 attacks per day or something. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it'll be pretty good.
And it makes me feel like we'll be playing the same game, like between the
Yeah.
legend players and like now the people that are farming. Because like when it and I think you guys were talking about on your last podcast, like um when some of these events happen, like with like the Town Hall 17s, if you're in Legends, you're not gonna be able to contribute as much, right? To
Hmm.
like the
That's
to like
true.
the gold grab and stuff like but
Oh
now
yeah,
we'll be able
you
to
will.
like yeah, like be able to participate in those achievements. Because I would have really liked to been able to help out. But if they like right now it's just dropped, right in the middle of the season, so to drop out of Legends even sometimes it can be really tough.
Oh yeah, that was the worst. And that's so funny though, because I was like, one of the things I always wanted them to do was like make a drop out of Legends button, but they don't need to do
Yeah.
that anymore now. It's no longer an issue. Like that's solving a problem before like you need a solution for it or something. Like I honestly like it. I think it's gonna be a great change for everyone. And what I really love though is that from their point of view, it's a win because they'll have people more engaged and uh like playing more. And then from our point of view, it's more because like we have more control over when we play and how we play. So I love these changes where it's like a win-win for everyone, and it's not just, oh, we're doing this for monetization or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
I like to be able to hit on the treadmill and stuff when I'm, like, on it, like, so Royale was always really nice because I would just sit there and, like, boom, 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 the entire time, and that was the
Hmm.
one bad thing about entering Legends because I was doing a lot of attacks just to hit, like, different bases that, maybe aren't even loaded up or just to create that chaos and unpredictability.
Yeah,
Do
makes
you
sense.
have do you have, uh, a wish for Town Hall 18?
Um, I, this is gonna sound bad actually, but I don't actually. Like I don't, because the thing is, like I used to, like I still have this list of more like questions, things I'm grateful for, things I'm frustrated about, and stuff like that. But what I found myself more and more is just I kind of just take it on as it comes, and I don't try to think about how it is going to be, which is terrible for content. I know, but it's more like I mean, I still have like a list of a few things I'd still like to change. Um, but yeah, I don't have any major complaints. That's the thing. Like they've addressed all of the main
Uh,
problems or things I wanted to, like the whole training times and all that stuff. Now it's not a thing anymore. So. I
it's
and I feel like that's a good thing though. Like they've addressed all the issues I had with the game. So
I feel like that question, like, 3 months ago would be like you're saying, like, "Yeah, I want this, I want this," and now
yeah,
with that the new defense, the it feels like this is still new, like, Town Hall 17 is still new, 'cause to me, because 'cause we're just been getting these changes, maybe. So I'm,
yeah. No,
trying
it,
to
it
think,
definitely is.
is there a theme that you
Uh,
wish for?
mm, no, not really. I don't. I'm not really the creative side. I don't really have that. Like, oh, I think of all these great ideas and all. For me, I'm more like in the details, like the small things. But I think, I mean, if I did have a wish for 18, it would be that they reduce. I mean, obviously they're going to reduce the time of everything again and scale it all down. But it's that they make it so that 17 you don't have to go through the 5 stars, 5 giga weapon level again, because they didn't say that it applied to 17 as well, and I'm hoping it will, but I'm not sure.
Well,
So that would be my one wish.
here's and from that, so somebody mentioned this in the chat, or he just went to 15, Ice Mania, shout out. Uh, and I said, don't upgrade your weapon. And in this last week, there's been conversations like, people going up, uh, and then me saying, "Hey, Hammer Jam will be coming up, most likely." And nothing's announced, but it's been the trend, right? Like when the
Yeah.
new town hall comes out. Um, so let's just assume this is an assumption, and let's say that it is December 1st is the new town hall. Okay, like no, that's no
You heard
idea.
it here first, folks.
Yeah. um,
Right at the start of CWL.
what would you recommend to players who are, let's say, they're not 17s, either they're like 15s or 16s. Let's say 15s. And so this could kind of
Yeah.
dial back. How would you prepare to go into Hammer Jam? Like
I think, I
from
mean, it always depends on like, what are your goals, right? Like, so for me, my goal has always been to be at the highest town hall level and be fully maxed. And so for that kind of player, I would advise them to, hey, rush to 18, just get there. Because I've never been able to prove this, but I've always felt like if you're at the highest town hall level, it's easier to farm and you farm more than if you're trying to farm at 17. Like assuming we're talking about 18 right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's true, but I've always believed that to be true. And so that's what I would probably do is just go straight to 18, farm massive farming with sneaky goblins, and then try to kind of fix that rush and then max out from there. Um, that's assuming that there's someone who wants to play the latest thing. Otherwise, if someone actually enjoys 15 and they're just thinking about moving to 16, I would probably tell them like, hey, don't worry about all this new Tunnel 18 content. You'll get it once you get there. Because that's often the problem is that a lot of people see all these new updates and they're like, oh, this isn't for me because I'm not there yet. Like I'm still at
Yeah.
15 and I want to stay there a bit and enjoy it. So I would say ignore all the updates and just focus on achieving your goals and being happy and playing the game. But otherwise, I would say like, yeah, focus on upgrading your storages and collectors first and anything that's often, classic advice. The advice is simple, right? Offense first, then defense. And yeah, don't get too lost on the updates. Try to remember to um, enjoy the game.
From an efficiency standpoint, because I know you're really good at this, would it make sense for people now to start at the lowest defenses and go up? Like the cheapest, the shortest time.
Yeah, for
And,
Hamid,
uh, because the Hammer Jam, they'll all be half, right? The half time,
mm,
half and this has always been the question for me. Like, does it make
I
sense
mean,
to do it those longer ones half the
I I've always felt like I mean, it always depends on what your blocker is, right? So, is your blocker time or is it resources? For me, it's always been time, because I can always easily farm up like all the resources I need. And this wasn't always the case before instant training. It didn't used to be like always time. It was sometimes resources because I just didn't have the time or whatever. But nowadays, my time blocker is always time, so that's why I would focus on doing Hammer Jam, do or the longest upgrades first, and then yeah, just keep doing that. Because that way you're saving the most time from Hammer Jam, and that would be, in my opinion, the most efficient way to do it.
Okay. And, for
But
your
I don't have
experiment,
metrics for
we
this.
we can seek some human trials,
Yeah,
participants
exactly.
for
Some guinea
your,
pigs.
go up to 18, tell us how it is. How's the
Yeah.
farming, climbing up? Have you ever experimented with, like, a town hall that way? Like just
Not yet, because I haven't really had um a diversity of tunnels to experiment with and play with. So like that's what I'm trying to fix right now is I'm trying to get like all my lower accounts. So I have a bunch of, maxed out tunnel sixes and fives and stuff. And so I'm trying to get those up so that I can do that and experiment with that. And just kind of see what actually moves the needle as opposed to what's just sounds good but doesn't work.
well, should we uh start to
Yeah.
do some shout outs? We're
Sounds
about at
good.
lunch. Yeah.
Well, first of all, shout out to you, Scotty. Thank you so much for having me on the podcast. I'm honored
Oh,
and I appreciate you reaching out to me. And I don't even know how it worked if you reached out to Rick or something, because Rick knew about it. So I was like, huh, that's interesting. But yeah, so shout out to you and to Rick for helping me get on the podcast as guest. Shout out to all the listeners that listen to this awesome podcast. Highly recommend you continue listening to it. I always listen to all the episodes, so I always enjoy them. Thanks a lot for that. And yeah, just shout out to the whole community, all the people who make up the game and kind of help us enjoy it as much as we do.
and I have a big shout out for you. I got to meet Liam in person the other day, and it was Labor Day weekend. Uh, we met and had lunch, and it was just an awesome, perfect temperature, sunny day, Labor Day weekend, lake, and it was really awesome to connect and like um just be able to sit down and and meet somebody from across the world and really it was like one of the days that's like wow, this is what it's all about, like what Clash is about
Yeah.
and the opportunities and just it was just awesome day. So a big shout out to you and thank
No,
you for coming
thank you.
on the podcast. I really really appreciate it. We were we had been talking for a while and we were gonna wait and record in person um but I'm glad we didn't that day because I thought it was awesome. We could just sit and talk and not have to,
Yeah,
kind
no
of
pressure.
yeah, yeah, no pressure and it was fun. It was really cool. Um so big shout out to you and to the other podcasters at RTC, uh, to the other podcasts out there. Uh, you can find links to those hopefully on the website. I'm working on putting those up. I think they're accurate right now if you're looking for them. Otherwise, on your podcast apps, you can just type in Clash Clans Podcasts and you'll find those. Shout out to Pamba this week, who's been just so enthusiastic and just a great clan member. Same to everybody is in the House of L, and thanks to Mur for heading over to L2 to help. There's an endless list of thank yous. Jared, Old Porcupine, shout out Kilk, and a thousand others, I guess, this week. So
And shout out to you for organizing all these clans and being part of the leadership team and all that. Like that's amazing. Like, and I think all the leaders, like we all like I feel like everyone we're all underappreciated. Like people don't thank us enough. So as a fellow leader, let me thank you for all the hard work you put in.
thank you. And I stand in awe of your t- t- 11 clans. That's really impressive. That's why so many questions too about like and we were kind of talking about some of the stuff in person, like, okay, you do it this way, how is this? Because some people are running discords and how they're running it, and it's just really interesting to me. So thank you for taking
Yeah.
your time this week. And uh until next time, everybody, you can get a hold of us at clashclanspodcast at gmail.com or clashclanspodcast.com. Or you can find the Reddit Talks podcast on any of the podcast apps, right?
Yeah. All of them. And if we're missing one, let us know.
Do you know the website's title exactly? Is it just rtc.com? I should have had that pulled up.
The